Hello guys, WilsonBox here, I hope you guys are having a great day. In this video we are talking about Grave of Venom Stage 9. I'm going to show you two different teams and two different strategies for Grave of Venom Stage 9, so stick with me and let's have a look. Stage 9 this season 4 is really hard. You really need good heroes and good equipment as well. You need 220 accuracy. I'm not gonna talk about all the skills and stuff, but just keep in mind that you need at least 2 debuffs on him to prevent this boss to attack one of your other heroes rather than your tank. That's not good because probably this boss is going to one-shot you. So these two teams I'm using, both of them are, one is budget and the other one is kind of free to play. So this one has 0 legendaries, but has a heavy gear as you guys can expect. This boss is really hard. I tested this, as you guys can see in this video, I did just a quick run. Everyone has had full legendary gear with defense stats and everything. And this boss at level 90 was one-shotting everyone, okay? So I had to level up everyone to 100 and give them the best gear I could, otherwise they get one-shotted. There's no other way unless you are using legendary heroes because they have better stats. Okay, so that's the reason. Epic heroes on this stage 9 is awful, it's like the devil. So if you want to farm this, with legendaries will be a bit easier because they have better stats. With epic ones, you really need a good gear to be able to do stage 9. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna show you my gear, my strategy, and eventually when you get the gear, you'll be able to do this. So the first team worked for me was this one. Okay, this is all the teams I've been trying. I've been trying several of them with epic heroes mainly. And this was the first one I was able to do stage 9. Keep in mind, this gear is crazy, okay? So I'm using the Manticore on Gertin, a full Echo of War set. So I did some tests before the start of this season on test server, and this set was the one performing better on damage, okay? So attack percentage, using a mythic gear, I don't think this will be important here. You can still do this without the mythic gear, but of course it's gonna give you a really big push doing this. Okay, then we have Garrus, and this is really important that you are using these two different sets. On Garrus, especially, you want to aim for at least 64, 63 skill ace, okay? Because we want to have at least 18 seconds recharge time, because that's the amount of time this boss takes to do all of his skills, okay? So it's 18 seconds as well. So I'm using these two of Oasis, so with defense percentage on both chest and gloves, and that's it. Then I'm using Scarab Amulet. It's also really important because this boss does insane damage and almost one-shot my tank at the beginning. So that shield from this Scarab Amulet really helps a lot at the start of this boss. Then I have Blading with the Ravatrix roots. So on this one, you don't really need the Ravatrix roots. You can use a different one, but it's a bit squishy. So if you are changing this artifact to a different one, then you're gonna need some defense percentage or on his chest or gloves. It's up to you. But the Ravatrix here works really well. It gives a lot of HP and more attack, so it increases my damage. Then I'm using Voresh with the Witch's Remain. Of course, this Witch's Remain is really good, gives a lot of accuracy. Again, on him, I'm aiming to around 63, 65 skill ace because I want to cast this at least at 18 seconds. So I'm using this Emissary set with attack percentage, and on this one I had to use some defense percentage. He was dying at the first shot, so this boss is crazy doing damage. So at 6 seconds he does this damage and everyone was dying, so I had to do this. You guys are gonna see everyone gets low HP as soon as this boss casts this skill. Then on Sigrid, I'm using the Serial set. This Serial set is amazing, gives us when fully inflicts a debuff, gives it 15% attack to our team, so this is really good. I'm using attack percentage and defense percentage on her because she was dying she was dying with the first skill of the boss. Then we have the timings. So these timings are really important and it's really tricky. So firstly I have Sigrid and Voresh casting at 16 seconds and then Sigrid casting at 16.5. There's a reason for this. So this boss is going to do this ultimate that does a lot of damage to our tank. But since I'm casting on this moment, so 16 seconds, 0.5 around here, it means the boss will have 2 debuffs, so he's going to attack our tank, not a random target, but also means this attack penalty from Sigrid will last until this one, okay? Because this one is the one doing a lot of damage, okay? So this is why it's important to have the attack penalty lasting to this one. Then I'm using also the Gary's healing on the 13.5. So this skill, it's cast at 12 seconds, but the animation takes around 1.5 seconds. So I'm casting at 13.5 because the boss is going to do this damage, and right before he's casting this damage to all my targets, I'm going to heal all of them. So this way they are not going to die because they're going to be full HP. Basically, this is the timings, and now we can check the real fight. So guys, as you can see, his boss already did an insane damage, okay? Insane damage. As you guys can see, the boss is going to cast his skill now. It takes more around 1.5. Gary healed everyone and used the healing. The boss did the damage. And as you guys can see, I have attack penalty on everyone, so every ball and boss, so it helps a lot. The attack penalty is lasting until this skill, so everyone is taking less damage. And again, Gary is going to full HP, everyone, and this prevents all of my heroes to die. Okay, and now same thing again. This is gonna be starting over and over again. As you guys can see, I don't have anyone dispelling the shields because I mean, I could not replace anyone. Okay, every character was really important. To have each melee or each of those DPSs on one of the corners to destroy both of these things. And then I need Sigrid to hit everyone. I need Voresh for that passive healing and applying debuffs on everyone. Also the defense penalty all the time. I mean, all of that was really important for my team to succeed, okay? So the only thing here, I'm just trying to do the maximum damage as I can, and it's working. So as you guys can see, this boss is really demanding. You really need a good gear, not just for the damage, but also to have defensive sets to survive to this boss. Okay, the really hard part of this boss is not to kill him, is to survive to him. Okay, it's really hard. So guys, was not too bad. 2 minutes 47 seconds was not too bad for this timing, and using, I mean, 4 epics and 1 rare, I think this is pretty good. So the next comp I have, it's pretty similar. I didn't use Sigrid, so I used a different strategy. So was this team, okay? So it's basically the same thing on these characters, as you guys can see, the same gear on these ones, but this time I have Aladia, okay? I'm using exactly the same gear on her. There's just one thing wrong that I could change, so this gear I should swap to Voresh, okay? Use it on Voresh because he applies debuffs, and with this I'm going to take the attack from this serial set, but for the moment I'm just gonna leave it like this. But remember to use the serial elements. If you're using this comp, use the serial set on Voresh and not this one. But remember that you need to have at least 63 skill list, okay? It's really important. I have 657, but that's because I have the Rift to Hourglass and it gives me more 90 extra accuracy. Okay, so let's check the timings because that's what is important. Okay, for this one I have different timings. I don't have attack penalties, so I don't need to cast my attack penalties so late. So I have different timings, and this time I'm using different stuff. So I'm waiting for Voresh to apply his attack, his defense penalty on every ball, and this way I will have this guy do the Gertin, no, not Gertin, Bloodin. Using Bloodin, casting the ultimate on that ball of the side and kill that minion first, and then I have Gertin, but she's quite fast. She attacks the first time at 10 seconds and she will attack again really fast, so I'm not worried about her. She will kill the one on her side. I just want Bloodin to do the same thing. On this one, I'm not using the healing before this boss skill, so I'm not using the Gyro's healing before the boss casts this skill, but I'm using Aladia casting his ultimate, his shield to everyone, okay? And the Ladia here will be good, so we don't have much damage, we don't have attack penalty, but we have a shield and a shield dispeller, which is a Ladia, okay? So this is pretty forward. Let's check the fight. Okay, so this fight is a bit different from the other one. As you guys gonna see, again, lots of damage. I was lucky, so I forgot to talk about the Ladia passive skill. So when the boss hits with someone with a shield, he has the chance to be inflicted with attack penalty, so Aladia helps a lot with this. As you guys can see, everyone taking a lot of damage, almost dead, but that's nice, that's fine. We have Aladia now giving shield to everyone, the boss is going to do some damage, we have the attack penalty as well from the passive thing, we have the healing from Garrus just before, and this is basically the strategy I'm using on this one. So if you have Aladia, she's really good for this season. Not just for this boss, for Grave of Curse is good as well, for Grave of Wrath is good as well. So Aladia is a really good character to use on this season. So this strategy, as you guys can see, work a little bit better than the other one, but you still need to be lucky that she applies attack penalty on everyone. Otherwise they could die, okay? So everyone is with really low HP, so this means you really need a good gear to defeat this boss with epic characters. So on this one I did 1 minute 51, so it was around less 30 seconds than the other team I just showed you. So as you guys can see, it makes a big difference using a shield dispeller and not just going for full damage. So guys, this is it. This was the two teams I just showed you guys. Two different strategies that you can use. I'm pretty sure you have these characters, and keep in mind, if you don't have these ones, you can just replace them using the same strategy. You can use Aladia until Voresh. I don't think Voresh is really hard to replace here, but you can replace him. You just need to make sure to use anyone that can apply 2 debuffs on this boss. So he applies the buff prohibition, but he also applies the defense penalty. Since he casts this 3 times, and I have a 60% chance to apply defense penalty, if I apply both will be 2 debuffs, and this way the boss will only attack my tank. So that's what did happen on this fight. Then I have some shield from Aladia, and then I just need 2 DPS and you need Garrus, okay? Garrus is really important here because he's a tank and also the main healer of this team. For the other team, works a little bit different. So with this team, I'm using full damage, but I'm using attack penalty, okay? And different timings as well, so you can use the same timings, 2 DPS, Garrus, Voresh again. I think Voresh is really hard to replace here. And then someone that does some AoE or attack penalty. Again, Sigrid here, it's like a Lego, it's like a legendary character, she does a lot of stuff. 2 debuffs just by herself, and she attacks everyone because I got the debuffs from Voresh, so it's a really good synergy on this team. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below what you think about these comps. Hope it can help you. It's 2 free-to-play teams that you can use. Of course, you need a lot of good gear to use on this boss, and I'm sorry for that, but there's no other way you can do this with epic characters and rare characters. You really need massive gear to be able to do stage 9. Otherwise, everyone will get one-shotted on the first skill. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to press that like and subscribe if you are not subscribed yet. Thank you so much for watching, and see ya next time.